Okay, well, this is Jonathan Kirkland. You've joined the virtual group VIP webinar for today. I'm coming to you live from Austin, Texas. I'm glad that you're with us today. We're going to talk about a few things, but before we get started, if you don't mind, just give me a quick shout out into the chat box there. Great. Rusty, David's here, Ed, Steven. All right, great. We got a good crowd. Larry's here. Terry, good to see you. Jamie, all right, good to see you, buddy. Okay, so I'm really glad that you're here today. What I want to do is I want to go through a little bit of the, I'm going to go through the 2017 SEO product, a few changes that we've made to update you, and also go through the product. I've had a lot of partners reaching out to me, old and new, saying, hey, you know, we could use a little bit more product training and going through. So we're going to do that today. You can never know enough about the product. I'm going to give you an update on the keyword research. We got some awesome, we have an awesome Spring Forward promo that starts now, and then I'll talk to you about some partnership opportunities. So I really appreciate your time here for the next 45 minutes to an hour. You know, on Thursdays, it's really great to have you. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, let's start off. Before I go into, well, we'll go into the product first, and then we'll talk to you about the updates. Okay, so let me downsize this and go to the SEO line item. So if you go, you can click on this link, and let's see if I can put this into the chat box real quick so you can go in here. Sorry about this. Let me just throw this in here real quick. Okay, so this is what we're going to go over today, and you can follow along. You've got the link there in the chat box. And we'll also, all these links will be sent out in the email. You should have access to this with the eDasher anyway. You know, we just want to go through everything with the SEO service. I want you to be able to answer some questions if you're new with us, or, you know, what we've had a lot of people is people are coming back that used to use the service even a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know where the forums are that people are talking about us. But man, we have seen such a resurgence in returnees, people who used to use the former company, Endless Rise. They may have had a bad experience with the former company, and then they've come back in, and business is just doing great. And I just want to, number one, I want to tell you guys thank you, and from our staff, thank you. We have put a lot of work in, you know, in the last year and a half and 2 years, and so we're really thrilled that you're here and you're back. And if you used to do business with the old company and now you're coming in to do business with us again, I think you will see a night and day change. I think that you will really love what we're doing. And so, you know, if you know where the good gossip is coming from, I'd love to hear, because you know, it's really cool when people come back to us and say, hey, I'm hearing really good things about you guys, and I want to try your service again. So I want to say thank you for the referrals, and thank you for talking about us. And if you've got some critiques, and if you know of some places that we need to improve, then I want to know about it. We will fix it, okay? So right off the bat, you can always email connect@virtualgroup.co. I'm putting that in the chat box as well. The staff, and I see every single email that comes into Connect, and so does our staff. So if you have something that you want to talk about that is, you know, if you've got a critique or you've got an issue, or if you just have a suggestion that would make us better, I want to hear about it, because I love hearing the good stuff. We love testimonials. If you send us a testimonials, we save it. and we love it, and I hope you're doing the same with your clients. But if you've got a critique, we want to hear it. We want to make sure that we fix it. So without further ado, let's go through the line items with the SEO service that we have, and so you really understand exactly what we're doing. Okay. I'm going to show you a sample work report and how those have changed, and also give you the updates to the line items on the SEO service. So what we've done is we've kind of changed our lingo up a little bit. We have two different packages, standard and premium. Okay. Now both packages are terrific. The premium package comes with the Google amplified content. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But we talk about categories and keywords. Now, a category would be something that a service that your client offers, right? So, and we often use a dentist, right? So if it's a dentist, a category may be teeth whitening. A category, and in that category of teeth whitening, there may be 3 different keywords that we use for teeth whitening. So one category is basically 3 keywords. So when you think about categories, when you go into a business and you're saying, well, what kind of services do you offer? And they have 5 or 6 distinct different services. We want to be able to coach them and consult with them, showing them that they need a 5 or 6 category SEO program. Okay, so just so you understand that how we are using the categories and the keywords these days is that if it's a service that they offer, it's a category. Okay, the keywords would then, the 3 keywords, we would do the research and find out what the best 3 keywords are for that. Now, people say, well, you're only working on, just 3 keywords on a 1 category. Well, that's not exactly true. We say 3, right, because we're going after 3 specific, but it's the most undervalued product that you've ever seen, because we don't just go after 3, we go after a lot more than that. So I would say that it's 3 minimum, right? If you've got an SEO 5, which is a 5 category program, and that is 15 keywords, those 15 keywords might actually be more like 15 to 30 keywords, depending on the work we've done. So it's not that your customer will rank for just 15 keywords. We're using those 15 distinct keywords to go after and optimize, right? So there's a lot of variations that we're going to use on that, and therefore, a 5 category, 15 keyword program may really be getting the client ranked in 25 or 35 different keyword rankings. So just keep that in mind. What we want to do is under-promise and over-deliver, right? So when you go back to the guys and you show them the reports through Monster Metrics, and you show, wow, these are the keywords that are now ranking for you versus before, they're going to get a lot more than the 15 that they bargained for, okay? So just keep that in mind, all right? And if you've got questions, don't worry. I'm going to be here to answer all your, excuse me. Let me get back to the keywords real quick. Now, with the keywords, you have a category where you're going to have, say it's a 1 category. Well, the keywords are going to be 1 main keyword and then 2 additional secondary keywords is the way that we run it, just to make it clear, okay? So if it's teeth whitening, it may be the number 1 keyword, the primary keyword, may be teeth whitening, and then the secondary keywords may be teeth bleaching or teeth whitening trays. I don't know. I mean, I've had my teeth whitened, but I don't know what the keywords would be. But that's basically how it works. So it is 3 keywords, 1 main and 2 secondary. All right. So thank you, Rusty, for throwing that out there for clarification. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, so just don't worry about calling me out. I love criticism, and I love help. Okay, so let's go through how it starts off, okay? And we try and make this very clear for you, and you can take this and you can show this to your client. The more your client understands about the product, the smarter he feels, and the smarter he feels, the easier it is for him to him or her to make a decision on what they're doing, right? So I want to make sure that you really, really understand everything about this product, and so you can make it very clear to your client. So campaign, the one-time setup. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, maybe with other providers, they'll do a setup fee, and it's just like they're just charging you to come in and start something. That's not the way we work it. We have a one-time setup, but this is a one-time setup that the client comes in, and it pretty much sets them up for any service that they ever have with us, and they never have to face that setup again, all right? And there is a ton of work in the one-time setup. So I want you to pay close attention and understand what's involved in this one-time setup. I want to tell you that our margins are not on one-time setup. It is expensive for us to do all this work, and we had to price it as really as close to cost as possible because we didn't want to blow out and be too expensive compared to our competition. So, you know, we make a cup of coffee on the one-time setup. It's just a ton of work, and you'll see that as we go. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to have is the SEO audit and website assessment report. We run that to find out exactly what needs to be done on your website. Then we go through a baseline ranking check. We establish the baseline. We upload put the campaign into Monster Metrics and into the performance reporting dashboard. This is where you're going to be able to show the increases that you get over the months to come for the program. Okay, so we make sure we lock that in. Where are we starting at? Okay, we go through and we do a duplicate content check. You'd be surprised if they've had any nefarious SEO companies do any work and they may have content that's duplicate. We come in, we check that because we're going to fix that. We go through the URL targeting to make sure that the URLs are reflected so the SEO has the maximum effect. Okay, so we go through, do a full on with the check with the all the URLs, make sure the targeting is done right. And by the way, this one-time setup is all done in 2 weeks. We literally, you know, sound the bell whenever a campaign comes in to launch. It's like, bang, we get to work right away. That's why we like to collect the, we want you to be able to pay the one-time setup with the first month at the same time because we want to hit the ground running. While we're doing the setup, we want to get started on our first month line items, okay? There's a lot of content that's written during the one-time setup, and we want to go ahead and start on the content for the first month to really give the customer, boom, look what's going on. You know, before, if you've ever used, you know, endless one up, and then the month 2 they started actually posting content. Well, then the customers, the clients sitting there going, hey, what's going on? You know, I don't see anything. Even though a lot of work was being done, it wasn't visual to the client. Well, we come out this way with the one-time setup in the month 1 with, you know, the first 6 weeks is like, boom, they see so much stuff that they are really a good feeling about that they're working with you. They really see the value, okay? You want to be able to point that out to them. Okay, continuing on, we look at the website content analysis. You know, this is really big. We want to know if the content is the proper amount of words and is it readable. And usually websites don't have enough content. And then the website audit team goes through and checks the website architecture just to make sure that the navigation is right. Google is very big onto user experience. The guys in audit are trained of what to look for to optimize that user experience. Okay, that is a strong ranking factor, and we make sure that we cover that. Next, we're going to go through and we're going to look at the actual pages, checking and reporting. Now, what is that? Okay, you're going to go look at the actual pages. That's right. What we do is we run our software. It checks and sees what's actually on the page, on the site. Are there any hidden pages? What are the actual number of pages that are on the site? And then we go and we look at Google Analytics, if it's already been installed, and we say, hey, how come there's 350 pages on this website and Google Analytics is only indexing 180 of them, right? So that's one thing that we want to check. What's going on there? So the actual pages, checking, reporting. That's actually what's on your website compared to what is Google and Bing. What are they seeing? What's their page count? Okay. We're going to go through the index checking reporting on Google and Bing. So this is where, like I was just talking about, checking against the actual pages. We check for any type of malware. And, with the popularity of WordPress, you never know what you see. And just the other day, I actually was sitting with a sales partner here in Austin, and he was on a client website. We ran a website audit check because we do the quarterly reporting, and we found all of these pages that had been built, and it was just all redirecting towards porn. That you couldn't find them unless we did our check. You would never known they were there, but they were being hosted on his client's website. We went in and we fixed it immediately, tightened up their security. We got it all cleaned up, but this is very important for us to be able to run this because you never know what's been installed on some of these older versions of WordPress. We go through and we look for broken links. What's there? If there's too many broken links, it can cause search engines, obviously, to stop crawling and reflect negatively. So we fix that. Any type of crawl errors, we fix that. The hidden links, we find these all the time. The black hat methods of SEO are, they're finished. We're not interested in anything like that. So we want to make sure that anyone who's done any work on the client site that may have done that in the past, we want to get it off of there. Okay? Robots, meta error, and checking reporting. This tells people, this tells the robots with Google and Bing where to go. Don't index these pages. Index these pages. We've come across where you've got a $1 million producing website or $10 million producing website. I'm sorry, I'm thinking on a monthly basis. And we were going, hey, why is this the actual pages not being indexed by Google? Well, right there, someone had gone in a few months ago before they had uploaded all these pages, and they had hundreds of pages that were not being accessed just because somebody put the code in there that says, don't look at all these pages. Stop here. And it made a big difference when we got that fixed. Oh, wow, you'd be surprised how big their rankings changed. So, and it wasn't instant. It took some time for Google to get in there and start indexing those pages. But we were wondering why the performance wasn't there. Somebody with the company had done something with and changed the code. Okay, so make sure that we're doing these audits for you quite often. Content crawlability and checking. We want to make sure that all the content is clear and can understand it. And remember, it needs to be written like a human would do. Okay, it's very important. Web browser compatibility and checking. This is crucial with all of the updates that come through from Safari to Chrome to Internet Explorer. We recently upgraded and made sure that we had Windows 10 for our staff because of the new Microsoft browser. I don't use Microsoft. I'm on a Mac. Forgive me that I don't have that name of that right off the bat. But we want to make sure that the website that we're checking can be displayed the right way and completely compatible with all the web browsers as they're updated. Okay, so next, at the bottom here, we're checking the site speed. This is a factor with Google that they've come out and said, if it's a slow loading website, it affects the rankings. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to how fast is it moving, how fast does it load, are the images optimized, things like that, so we can make sure that we have a clean, fast loading website. Edge, that's right. It's the new Microsoft browser, Edge. Okay. So next, we're going to go through the technical SEO setup. Now, this is where you're going to lose people because it's technical jargon, right? When you start getting into domain redirects and homepage redirects, people are going to get glassy-eyed and they're going to lose you. So, how are you going to explain this to your client? Are you going to glance over it? Are you going to give it to them and just say, here, this is a bathroom reading for you so you can understand the product? Not everybody wants to know all the technicals, but I want to make sure that you know them. If you know them and someone in their staff comes up and asks a question, I want you to be able to answer it. So make sure and go through this recording, make sure that you understand the technology, the terminology for the technology, and so that, if you're in a pitch, and it's funny how I hear about this. This is great. You'll be in a pitch, in a presentation. You're walking through the product, and the owner will go, "Oh, my son is here, and he's an SEO expert, and he wants to ask you some questions." And they want to throw something at you with some curveballs. Be prepared. Okay. Know your stuff. So study this, make sure that if it comes up, it may never come up, but you want to make sure that you know it. Okay, so domain redirects make sure there's only one true version of the website that's on the search engines. www versus non-www is important on how that's set up. We want to make sure that it's not splitting between the two. Don't confuse, make it easy for the search engines, right? We make sure that the homepage redirects are done correctly, is either home or index throughout the entire site. This is all when it comes to the structure and the architecture of the website. Creating a custom error page. Now, that's the 404 page that comes up. All right, so Google doesn't really say that you need a great 404 page, but this is all about the user experience and showing your client that you want to drive sales to them, because anytime they come to a 404 page, that's that page where you go to a website and that page is no longer there and that 404 error comes up. Create a 404 page that has something of meat on it. I mean, this is a second bite at the apple to drive that traffic to where you want them to go. If they come into the site and the page just clearly isn't there anymore, then why don't we take them to somewhere we want to point them to? All right. So you can think about how you'd want to do that. Would it be pointing to an inventory page, a sales page, back to the home page? You can figure that one out. But if you have a great custom error page, it's better just send them to a blank page that says 404. Okay. We want to make sure that they have the Google Search Console installed and also Google Analytics. So if it hasn't been done or they don't have access to their current analytics because they were never given it to them by the previous provider before you came in, we want to make sure that we set that up for them. We want to make sure that that we give that access to them as well. We want to put it in, make sure it's installed in Monster Metrics, so that you can give them our easy to understand metrics. Without Google Analytics and Bing Webmaster installation, we got to have those both. We want to be able to see what we're doing, right? And if the client is not going to, let you install Google Analytics, or or they don't have access, and make sure you remove the old one and put a brand new one in. Okay. I know that you guys have come across a client that the previous SEO company installed a Google Analytics for the client, and they didn't even give the client the logins. Well, that's okay. They're going to, jerk it out of there. They're going to lose their history, but you need to have that installed. Insist upon it. I was actually on a call with a partner, trying to make sure that we kept a big client, and there's the client would not give them their Google Analytics. They just didn't have it. They didn't know it because it came from a previous provider. And they were just, they just wanted to keep it, but they wanted to find out whatever it was. But nevertheless, 4 or 5 months had passed. So now they're sitting back, and they've got a competitor who comes in trying to take that business, and the competitor was like, oh, well, you don't even have Google Analytics installed to show my customer what you're doing. And it was an awkward situation because you've got on one side, the client didn't do anything to give you the authorization to put that Google Analytics new code on, and then the new SEO company's like, hey, we would have done that right off the bat. And the client is like, I'm on the call, and it's like you have to call out the client. What do? You call out the client and say, well, he didn't give it to me. I've been waiting 4 months. That puts you in a bad light because it looks like you're being a jerk. And if the other side of it is like, you should have had it, okay? So insist upon making sure, and this happens all the time in our experience, getting that Google Analytics. If they don't have it, new, okay? Put a new one on. All right, so we do location targeting. We want to make sure that your geo-target is installed, where you're located is put into the Google Search Console. We set up the XML sitemap. That's easy. That just kind of tells the search engines in an easy way what pages to go to and how often. This is the robots.txt. Checking and fixing is what we discussed earlier to make sure that that's in the right spot, and the Google and Bing are told go through the entire website. Structured data implementation. This is where to help the search engine understand your website's data and structure to return the best results for your users. Okay, that's really bottom line. It's all about the user. Okay, so on standard, when it comes to the organization and breadcrumbs, we do up to 30 of those. In the premium, we do on the organization and structure, we do up to 90 pages, 3 times as much for premium. Okay. So if you have a larger site, I suggest that you do go with the premium product. So let's see here. Blog creation and subscription setup. If they don't have a blog, they have to have one. We're going to build one for them. Even if some of the sites that they have, if they've got, say, a mandated site by a manufacturer that does not have a blog, we will set an off-site blog for them. In any case, we want to, 90% of the time, we can put a blog on their website. This is really big for the content and delivery, really a SEO strategy. Okay, social media buttons. We go through and we actually put these buttons to the 5 major social sites on the pages. Okay, and those are Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We make sure that those are very prominently placed for the user on every campaign. And of course, the pre and post web optimization website backup. We don't start on doing any work until we've backed it up. It has happened. I'm not going to gloss over it. We've come in. We're doing work, and we break the CSS, and now the website looks terrible. Guess what? We immediately restore it, put it back to its original position, call in the big boys and say, hey, bring in the manager. Hey, what did we do wrong? And we make sure that we fix that. We do it the right way. So we during our work, we're very careful. Staff, if anything comes up where the CSS could be messed up, hey, we just bring it back and we'll start over if we have to. The most important thing is that the client does not see any downtime, and the way that would work, the client would never even know. Okay, I mean, within minutes we would know if it happens. we would have it fixed right away. So that's very important. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure, I would bet that 85 to 90% of some sort, and when you're out and about, even maybe at your house, you're doing searches on your mobile. So we want to make sure that the website is mobile responsive. We want to make sure that any device, from an iPhone to an Android to any type of tablet, to a laptop to a big display, it can be correctly. Okay? So we want to make sure, because Google, they've come out and said, look, if it's a mobile responsive site, we can rank it higher, especially when they're searching on mobile. And do you know how much traffic is going through mobile these days? It's crazy. It's growing exponentially. Okay? I bought a laptop for my wife, not even last week. She's an avid iPhone and iPad user, and she really wanted a laptop. I got her a laptop. It lasted 2-3 days, and she said, can we send it back? I don't even want to use it. I enjoy my mobile devices more. What does that tell you, right? Go through, we're going to check it. We're going to check the mobile usability issues, what's there, and fix them as well. And if they don't have a mobile responsive site, this is a great time for an upsell, but you have to stress it, okay? Do not let don't get into these things where they won't let you give them a mobile responsive website. You gotta, if you gotta pull them outside and slap them around a little bit, make sure that you sell them a mobile responsive website. We also, as part of the setup, we get ready for search engine marketing preparation for PPC. We go ahead and install Google Tag Manager. Okay. For the website forms that are coming in. We also make sure that you've got a great contact page if it hasn't been done. But we want to make sure that if you launch a pay-per-click campaign for this client, even if it's next month or 6 months down the road or wherever, or immediately, it's already set up. It's already ready. Okay, so you never have to pay for a setup fee when for that type of product when you've done some work for us, work with us. And let me tell you, I'm a big fan of PPC. Our flagship product is the SEO product, but it's the tortoise and the hare. If they are desiring immediate traffic, because SEO is an investment and it takes some time to get there. If they need traffic right away, get them on an SEO, and that's the hare. But if you need the tortoise to run ahead, then run that PPC campaign, because if they've launched an SEO product, they're ready for it. Okay, we've got an excellent PPC team. We've actually added to that team. It's growing, and we've got some really good updates coming to the PPC pricing coming up. I've got some really good ideas on how we can make it so that PPC is a very affordable thing for people to do. At least with our service is concerned, I don't know, it depends on what keywords they're going after on their budget, but as far as a management fee, we're doing some great stuff with our pay-per-click. So don't ignore that. It's a very, very effective way to drive traffic in the short term while you build up your SEO. It's like a bank account, right? It's an investment. Okay, on-site optimization. Now, this is where the time is really put into it. This is where we immediately go in. Once audit, the way our system works, the way our process works, is once we launch, audit immediately does. That department immediately does their work and puts their results out to the various departments. Okay? So, for instance, it comes in, you launch a site, audit runs their reports. And explain this to your customer. The more they know, and the more transparent we are, and the more transparent you are with your client, the easier it is for you to make the sale. Okay, they launch, they pay, we launch the next day. Okay? Literally, when we do not use cycles anymore. Before we used to launch, half the campaigns on the 1st, the 15th, and the 15th cycle we launched the other, the other campaigns. Right now, if you sign a deal with a client and you launch it, it's launched the next day. Start, if it's not same day, depending on when it comes in, right? So that's the way we run it these days. If you've been with us in the past and you were, they paid you and they paid you on the 10th, well, we would even start work until the 15th, or if they paid you on the 8th, then we would start until the 15th. Losing too much time. So in the days of immediate gratification, we want to make sure that you get paid, you pay us, boom, we start the next day. Audit does their audit. They get the results back. They make their structure, suggested structure changes, everything that we need to do to make it really look good in Google and Bing, and then they send that out. It goes to the on-page department that's going to start working on what we call on-page, which is inside the website. They also send the report over to content, and that's where the content team is like, okay, what do we need to do, right? So on the home page, we want to make sure on the standard package that it has at least 400. That is, what Google is recommending. We're out there. So the standard is package 100 words on the home page, but 1,500 words is what we're giving for the premium. And if you've been on any of these webinars, you'll know that Google, we've pointed out many times that the top 10 results on, I think it's like 75% of them, maybe higher. I don't have the stat in front of me. I should have pulled that out. Have over 1,500 words on long-form content on their homepage. So on the premium package, we have 1,500 words. Standard has 400. We also go to the target pages for your selected keywords, and we make sure that those pages, the standard, they will have 400 words. We'll rewrite the content. Premium has 500 words. Okay? This is where the cost comes in. Content is not cheap. Writers are not cheap. So this is where there's a difference between, when we look at the pricing between the standard and the premium, it's all depending on the deliverables that you get. But if you look at it, you get about 3 times as much work with the premium than you do with the standard. And it's about, it's either right at double the price or a little bit over or under, depending on the package. Okay, so we make sure that your targeted keywords, those pages that they're going to have the right amount of words that Google's going to like. We go through, we make sure we check all the title and the meta tags, that those are done right. We make sure that the H1 optimization is done on the home page and target pages. This is like the subtitle, right? You've got your title, and that's very important that it's optimized correctly on the pages. The H1 is kind of like that subtitle, if you want to explain to your client like that. But it's very important because Google looks at that. We'll do all the URL rewrites and redirects. So that's all done. On the standard package, we do 10. On the premium, we do 30. Okay. Again, if you've got a larger website, you definitely need to make sure that you're that you go with a premium. You're going to get more bang for your buck. Okay. So let's see here. Anchor text optimization. This is the internal links for the anchor text. It just says, hey, it's noticed by the search engines. Okay. This is very important for page authority and the ranking. So we want to make sure that your keywords are reflected the right way, and all the various language that's there. We want to make sure. I was looking at some software the other day that we use that we're having some changes made to. We're always trying to improve our processes, and we check and make sure that our content writers, what are the keywords that they're using, and how many times they're being used, so we're not over and we're not under. So it's really cool stuff. You'll love it. We also go through and make sure that the logo, believe it or not, you got a lot of logos that are out there that haven't been optimized. We make sure that we optimize that logo, and we go into the back of the logo and even do the EXIF data to make sure that it's been optimized correctly, and we'll get into image optimization next. but we definitely check the logo to make sure that it's been optimized in size. And you know, a lot of people, they have a logo built by a company, they get it, they just upload it. We make sure that we strip it down so it's not a huge file, and clear it off all the EXIF data, and we make sure that it's done right and optimize that. Image optimization. So we know that the site speed is important. We want to make sure that and this takes time. Guys, this is all you're doing is paying for time when we do this stuff. So we go through, and on the standard we do 1 image. On premium we do 3 images on the page. So if and we look at the target pages and the home pages, and so we go to the home page and we look, and if it's a standard we just take the first image and we optimize that. If it's a premium we go 3 images deep. If they've got a lot of images, we'll hit you back and say, hey, you know what, this is a very image-laden website to go. But we do image optimization on the first one for standard and up to 3 for premium. It involves downloading that image, running it through some software that we have that will compress the image to make it so it loads quicker, and then we go back and we fix all of the image file name, the alt text, the title, the description. We want to make sure that those images are done correctly. If it's a say it's a vehicle, maybe it's I don't know, we do a lot of dealer websites and things like that, but if it was like a Ford Focus and the image of the Ford Focus, it might come up and the file name may be 1234.jpg, right? Well, we want to make sure that we go in and we rename it. We go in behind the scenes and we change all the EXIF data. That's that code in the back that shows like where it originated from, who took the picture, all of that. We change all of that so it's optimized for Google with the right type of descriptions using the keywords for the targeted page. Okay, so this is very important to Google. And before this wasn't been done, this product is really fantastic. We do all of this work. So all of that, what you really need to know is with standard, you get 1 image per page, and a home page and target page, right? And we are going to make those images so that Google sees them and it boosts your page. Premium is 3, standard is 1. All right, now this is really cool here. This is the account creation and setup. We do so many. We set up so many accounts. You'll see that, of course, in the work report. But we go through and we set up a master email account for them. We set up Google Drive, and this is important for our Google Amplified content. We go through and we check all of the business information checking and verification. We want to make sure that we've got a great business description written for you, which is 100 words. Talking about the business and the products and services. This is what's installed in these accounts. We make sure that business information is really spot on, because when we go set up all these accounts, we use that information. Then we go to the Google Doc page layout and design. This has to do with our Google Amplified content, and we'll get into that. The video submission accounts, we set up YouTube, Vimeo, and Dailymotion. Now, this is being updated. We're no longer setting up Vimeo, okay? We're not going to set them up in the future, because what we've seen is Vimeo, in the last few months, if you're posting any type of commercial messages or videos, which we do, they're being taken down. They're giving you a notice to say either upgrade to Pro or we're going to take your videos down. So this is one of the product updates that we're going to talk about with Vimeo. If you want Vimeo, no problem. We will be glad to update or post to Vimeo, but you will need to provide a paid account. It's not included in the service. We want to make sure that if it's being paid, that the client would be responsible for that, because obviously if we're not handling the account, if we're paying for it, once we stop paying for it, it would just go away anyway. So If you want Vimeo, then no problem. Just give us a paid account, the credentials, and we will post to Vimeo. So that's what's changed in the product. PDF submission accounts. We set up these accounts and these are all listed. So and you know what? You're going to say, well, why do I need those? I don't even know what File Factory is or eDocker, right? It's okay. Google does, and Google loves PDF submission sites. So when we put out this content to the PDF submission sites, you'll see some of this stuff ranking very, very quickly. Okay. Image submission accounts. We set up 10 of those. They're all the major ones: Pinterest, Flickr, Instagram. They're all there. We've got nothing. If we disclose everything right here. Social media account and setup and optimization. We set up all of these social media accounts. Now remember, they may have some of these already. That's fine. We'll be glad to use them. If they do not want us posting to their Facebook, it's okay. We'll set up a new one. This is mainly used for SEO. Okay. We know that if they've got a Plurk account, if they want to provide it to us, then great. We're not going to worry about it too much because we're looking to use the Plurk account or any of these others to really just for distribution. We come in and we just use when we write content and then when we put it out to all of these places, it's just to get it really noticed to the world, drive that traffic back to the money site. So that's what that's for. Not only do we set up these accounts, but we also source the banners. We brand it for you. We set them up so they look nice. You won't find any eggs on our Twitter accounts, okay? No eggs. That's that little, if you don't have a logo or don't have something up on a Twitter account, you don't have to put that egg. Don't worry, you won't find on any of our stuff. We don't just go and set up the account. We actually brand it, make it look so it's congruent with all of the client's other and the client's other properties. We go in and we even do the metadata and the EXIF on those pages. If we upload a banner and logo to that client's Facebook page, you better damn well know that we have actually compressed that image, we've optimized it in the background, and then we've uploaded it to Facebook. Because you know what? The Facebook crawlers, we want to make sure that we've got that completely optimized. And we do that across all of that. This is some of the background work that you may not be aware that we're doing to really get the success that we need. Okay? And this is all included in the SEO package. I mean, this is all included, right? This is that setup that we do before we start the main the stuff. This is all included. We want to make sure that we have theme standardization with the offsite blogs. The offsite blogs, the offsite social stuff is all going to be congruent with your website. Okay, the themes, we want to match the blog to your website. We want to make it look really good. Okay, so it's very complete setup. Then we go into your local. We do all of your local citation audit. We find out where's your competition, where are you at, right? So you're able to go in and say, hey, we know what the battle plan is here. Your competition has 200 citations and you've got 5, right? Well, it's okay. We're going to work on this. First thing that we do is we go in and we set up 10 directories for standard 15 for premium. Okay? Then we go and we'll search out your competitors, find out where they are. We go and we check the local data aggregators. This is like Infogroup, Localese, and Factual. We want to make sure that your NAP, your name, address, and phone number is congruent and the same across the board. All right? That's very important for Google. We don't want to confuse anybody. So we make sure that that's done. And then we're doing Google Maps citations. And we do 3 citations on your Google Map. And so that really kind of helps you for Google Maps. And it's very important that local is included in your SEO package. This is the biggest change from the old package, the old system to the new, the 2017, is we've taken the local buzz product and jammed it right into the SEO package because it's needed on both, right? Now, if you can't sell someone on SEO and they just want to do local, that's okay. We still have our local buzz product. That's okay. But SEO has to have the local in it for results today. That Google map, you know, when you had a 7-pack, it was a lot easier to get in there than you do when you have a 3-pack or a 4-pack, depending on what geographic area you're in, right? Sorry, I had to get a sip of coffee here. I get a little emotional when I'm talking about this stuff. It makes me crazy. So anyway, you want to make sure that that you know, with this product, and I don't care if you're using another provider right now. We want your business, but you need to know if they're not combining the SEO and throwing the local in there, then you're not the results that you need. We do that, and it's one package. So, you know, apples to apples, if we're more expensive, check our line items. We're going to crush the competition. I know it. We designed this product to do exactly that. Okay, that's all included. We do all of that in 2 weeks. These guys run around with they're like a chicken with their heads cut off to make sure that we get all of that done in the first 2 weeks when we launch it. It's like, but bam, the client sees all of this stuff on their work report just feeding in. Then we start the monthly service. Let me click over here real quick. I want to show you this so you see a sample report. This is what you would see for this one-time setup. This sucker is updated live every 5 minutes, right down here. You see this down here? Updated automatically every 5 minutes. You tell your client, here's the link, put this on your desktop, and that way you can check it all the time. Let me see. I may even have, let me see here. Whoa, don't close this out. I've got one right here that I keep up because I want to be able to check what's going on with their system all the time, okay? So, you know, this is what we're talking about. You want to make sure, you want to make sure that you've got, now I'm going crazy here. So let me bring this back. Oh, did I lose my window? I sure did. Okay, it's okay. It's all right. Let me just get it back here. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So on the, let's see. Let's go to the, let's pick it up on the monthly. Okay, so on monthly service, you're going to have your first right off the bat, we're going to build citations for you every month. We've done your setup. We've set up all the directories. The setup is done. Now we're going to the citation audits. You're going to get, we're going to start building you these citations. With Premium, we build 5 citations a month. With Premium, we build 15 per month. So it doesn't just start with the setup. We do it on a consistent manner. Okay, with the business directories that we're doing, Bing, Yelp, Apple Maps, Foursquare, Merchant Circle, we're going to make sure that these directories, everything that goes out, we're going to keep building citations. Content production, this is where your content marketing comes in, right? You're going to see fresh content on a regular basis. This is what Google wants to see. So this is really the powerful part of it. So each, on a standard package, you get one piece of content, 400 words per category per month. For Premium, you get double. You're getting 2 per category at 500 words per month. Okay, so we're going to be writing this content, and then we're going to post it on. This is all, by the way, on site. On site. Now, why is that important? Because it takes a different level of skill, and we actually have a web developer that goes in and they post this on the website. This is the money site. This is the most important site that your customer has, right? So we have staff that goes in and we post this on their website, on the on-site blog. This isn't just posted to like Blogger. This is posted on site. That means that Google's coming to your site to see this content, which makes that site relevant. If you look and see what other packages and other competitors have, they're not doing a lot of on-site work. They're doing it off-site because it's easy to do. They can automate that crap. We don't automate, okay? We do this because we want results. Now, we also have the Google amplified content. Hey, guys, CJ or Allo, if you're on, will you post in the chat box that link, the link to the sample work report for us? I want to make sure that we have that out to everybody. If you will, let me make sure. Allo, if you're on, will you post that link to that sample work report? I'd appreciate that. I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to look at this. Okay. So this was the this is for a premium campaign. Here's your setup. This is the monthly service. This explains to the client exactly what they're getting on numbers. You know, on-site Google unique content on a month, they're getting 12. They're getting 6 for Google amplified content. The image optimization, how many they're going to get. This is the first page that you come to. This shows all that we're doing for SEO one-time setup, and then it shows what we're doing on the monthly basis. Okay? So when you get into here and you say, okay, the Google amplified content, this is fantastic stuff. I don't know anybody else who's doing this, and I hope they don't do it, because I'm sure they're going to copy us just like they always have. We're innovators, not imitators. So when we came across how this would work, and we started doing this and the results started coming back, we're like, wow. So if you're doing a standard package for budgetary reasons, that's great. I suggest you do premium. If you do premium, you get this Google amplified content. We produce more content for you, and then we take that content, we upload it to your Google Drive, the client's Google Drive, using either Google Forms, Google PDF, Google Docs, a lot of different, you know, if you don't know what a Google Form is, don't worry about it, right? You don't know what Google PDF, you never heard of it, doesn't matter, okay? But we put this stuff out there on Google, and Google loves Google. So you start seeing, like, we put up a PDF, we put the links in there that go back to the mobile, the money site and the target page. We write a beautiful blog article, throw it up on Google PDF, so it's public and shared to the world. Google identifies that. They love it. Some of this stuff gets ranked #1 so quick. And you're like, well, what good does that do? You know what it does? I'm going to tell you what it does. Those links that are put into the Google PDF that someone finds online, they're able to click through there. Maybe it's something about a product that your client has. I talked to a guy yesterday that does baby bottles, right? And he's a friend of mine. I had dinner with him, and he's like, you know what? I do this baby bottle holder, Little Buddy is what it's called. And we were talking about this, and he was asking me about this Google stuff that we're doing. I don't know why I like to talk about SEO when at dinner, but we came across this. And, you know, you don't really have to understand why, but Google, so you see these links, this drives up the whole, the entire website through all of this publication through Google. So it's not just that you're getting the traffic that's coming in, but it's also just driving the rankings up is what we're finding. Okay? So we take this 500-word Google amplified content, we post it out there, and we use it to drive traffic, most importantly, to drive rankings. And it takes time. Remember, time is money, and that's what we're charging you for. Now, we also take all that content that we posted to your the website and or the Google amplified content, and we're distributing it everywhere. All of those social media sites that you have, we knock them out. We put snippets up. We're not posting duplicate content. Don't worry about that. What we're doing is taking snippets that are individually done, and we upload it to, you know, Facebook and everywhere. So they come in, they see that, and they're able to read it on the website. We direct them to the website. We take that same content, and we're putting it out with snippets and through PDFs, and we're knocking those out. Okay, the directory submissions. You know, these are some links that we do, that we go out to these directories, and we'll take the title of, say, a blog post or your target page, and we go and we submit this to directories. And, you know, everything we use is white hat. We use standard is 10 directories, premium is 20, and we use these directory submission sites to drive the traffic. So if you go to your work report, like, how is that done? You'll see that you have, here's your one-time setup. We are so visual, I mean, we are so transparent that you see everything. As we go down, we mark that we've done it for the setup. We show what the keywords are and what we've done on the website, and then, of course, all of the work that we've done. That's just for the setup. Then you look at your accounts page. This is what the accounts page looks like. This is where you have your client sees this like, whoa, you've set up all these, and they can actually click on them right here. If this is a live work report, you'd be able to click on there and see that account and how it's optimized back to, you know, for them. It's impressive, man. It is so impressive. Then you've got all their image accounts, their PDF accounts, video accounts, their Google Drive, and of course their Google Maps citations. It's all here on this accounts page. Okay? So then you go and you can start looking at their month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, and this is where you're going to find where are we at, 100%, depending on the distribution, right? So what do we do for month 4? We're at 100%. Here's your on-site unique content. We list the date that it was posted as well as the link. The client always can just check this. Hey, I want to click on there. Bang! It goes to the page, right? Google Amplified Content, same thing. You click on here, it goes to the page. Well, what does that look like? You know, let me see here. I'll just bring this up real quick and show you. So here's January. Here's Google Amplified Content. You take a look, and bam, this is what it looks like. Okay, here you are, 2017 Forester around Louisiana. So this is what your client would see. Okay, so all of the work that we do is right there and easily clickable and verified. Now you come here and you look at their on-site unique content distribution. If you go and you click on this Google, Facebook, this is going to take you to those pages. All right. So we'll show that we've done 12. We don't put the links in there anymore because it's too much. I mean, look at this. This is 12 across the board that we've posted on their Tumblr page, right? So you know, I hate to really go look at this but it's like, you know, here's your, I don't know, let's just pick one of these, medium. So you click on there, and you've got, here's all of the content that's been posted. Okay, this is a live work report, right? So it's everything that is there is verifiable. I mean, these work reports are awesome. PDF submissions, here's where those are. So here's each one of those. Here's the links that we've put them at. Directory submissions, here's the list. Here's the approved links once they're done. And here's your status of where they are, submitted or approved. Because, you know, we put it all out there and they have to approve them. Here's your citations that we've built for the month. If you have any add-ons for video submissions, for example, if you're doing premium, you get these, or for videos. Actually, I don't know if that's included. This may be the video submissions are add-ons. But if you have videos, they'll go out here. If you have image sharing, we put them out here. Look at all the different image places that we put images at. And these are images taken from your website. So that basically, and then of course you've got your image optimization on a monthly basis. On all of the content that we provide, we're providing out with the image optimization as well. Okay, we want to make sure that that is, you know, done on a monthly basis. And then, you know, we have your add-ons. If you've got multiple locations, no problem. We'll be glad to set them up where we include it within the SEO, into the SEO product. Maybe you have a service area that they do. We can add on a local optimization setup and monthly service. And that's for building those citations. So like in the local buzz, if you had your main place and then you had some other locations around the city, no problem. We can do that with the SEO as well. And important, the quarterly SEO maintenance. This breaks down, it's just like the website maintenance package that you can get. We do the quarterly reports. Comes in, we do all of the assessments again on a quarterly basis, and then we are actually fixing everything. Before you'd get these notices from us, and I'm sure you do now, is like, hey, you've got errors that have just popped up. We need to fix those, and here's your bill for it. Well, with the quarterly maintenance package, we just handle it all, okay? And we just fix it. We don't even contact you and say, hey, we need to do this, send us money. It's all included in the package. And of course, we've got, video marketing. We make some great videos. If you want to see some samples, just contact your account manager. We do infographics. If you don't have a secure site, HTTPS, we will install an SSL certificate. This is also a ranking factor with Google. And of course, advanced mobile optimization. We will go in if they don't and do these accelerated mobile pages for you as well. So if you compare the two products between standard and premium, I'm not going to go through this. We're running short on time. I know I'm at 106 and 107. 7 past the hour. If you want to go through and you want to compare everything between standard and premium, you'll see all the changes here. All the differences. Okay. So I wanted to go through the product again. We've got a lot of new people and a lot of old people too that are with us on a day-to-day basis, but more training on the product at all times is needed. You need to know the difference between the premium and the standard, and I really want you to push premium. Premium, you're going to get the results that you desire faster than with standard, just because of the extra work that's being done, right? So just consider that and talk to your account manager, and they'll coach you through it and be able to help you and show the client what would be best for them. Okay, so let's go back to our presentation here and start this sucker back up, and let's finish this webinar up. Okay, so stay with me here. I'm only going to take another 5 or 10 minutes of your time, so stay with me. And then I'm going to answer some questions for those that have time that want to stay on. Video line items starting March 1st. No more free video account creation. We are going to be, we're not posting to Vimeo unless you provide us with a paid account moving forward. And the, let's see, where is that page? Okay, here it is. So the, we will post the videos that you give us or that we submit to Facebook as an alternative unless you have an issue with that, okay? So if you do a video with us and we post it to Dailymotion and YouTube and we were doing Vimeo, we're no longer doing Vimeo unless you provide us with a paid account, because it's just going to be taken down within a month or two anyway. So we'll post it to Facebook instead, okay? Okay, I don't know why that's there. We'll get back to that in a second. Okay, I want to talk to you about something that's developed 2 months ago. We got a message from our data provider that gives us, for the software that we've written, we have a data provider for our keyword research. We don't use, well, we use it, but we don't use it, is the Google keyword research tool. That is a joke. We have our own software, and we sniff out the best keywords, and we really get some good information. And the data provider that we use, we've used for years, hasn't raised their prices since like 2012, and they hit us back with across the board for every customer, 50% raise in their prices. So I said, okay, we'll swallow that. Let's see what happens. It's 2 months later, and we're looking at it, we're going, you know what? With all that we're doing for the free keyword research, we're going to have to make a change. We're going to have to start charging for keyword research. We're going to develop that, and we'll start that maybe April 1st. It'll be very fair. We don't want to. It'll be like, okay, here's what it costs to run keyword research. We'll give you a fair price. Or what we may do is say, hey, we're going to do the first 5, but if you haven't closed a deal with us, then we're going to charge you for the ones that you do until you close the deal with us. We do have the occasional sales partner that will run a ton of keyword research, and then their closing ratio is low, And we don't want to do 100 campaigns of keyword research to landing one single deal. We feel a little bit used, okay, and it's costing us money. I'm not talking about just a data provider. I have an entire team of people that all they do is keyword research, right? And we've never charged for that. So we will be changing that starting April 1st. If you are a pro member, don't worry about this. I was on the pro member webinar the other day. Just remember, if you're a pro member, we're not going to ever charge you for keyword research. We already know you're in the game to win it, and our pro members, they're not going to pay for keyword research. We have the guy, the looky-loos that come in and they take advantage of a free thing, and it kind of it just runs our costs up, and we have to pass that along to our winners, and we're going to change that. So April 1st, we will start. If you're not a VIP, if you're not a pro member, you will see a difference in the what we do with the keyword research with charging for that. But remember, if you're a pro member, and if you're not a pro member, why aren't you? You won't see that at all. Now, one thing real quick I want to talk to you about is, well, I guess we have this contract template, and I was going to talk about this video with Google that came out. I'm going to do that on the next VIP webinar. Ed so graciously pointed out a really cool video from Google talking about how to choose a provider, talking about a 4-month to 12 months to getting good results and all these different things. We're gonna come back to you in 2 weeks, and we are going to come back with some really great stuff. So I want you to make sure that you're on this webinar in 2 weeks' time. Save the date. You'll get some emails about it because it's going to be a great webinar. And we're going to show you how you can really close some clients by using stuff that Google has put out to protect your client. We're going to use that to our advantage and really turn around and have some good stuff for you to be able to close a client based on what Google says. So how would you like to have Google referring you business through their own stuff? That's what we're going to show you what to do in 2 weeks. So be on the webinar. Okay, spring forward promos. It's March. We're coming on spring break, and spring is here. It's coming. So what we've done is, if you build a website with us, if you build actually right here we don't have the this is not good. Okay, if you build a website with us, we're going to give you 3 months of website support and maintenance. Now, it does not apply to your starter packages. It's premium packages, it's e-commerce packages, and it's custom builds. Okay, that wasn't put on the flyer here, but it will be. We'll update this. It's not on the starter packages. It would be hard to give you $500 worth of web maintenance for free when the website costs less than $500. But so premium, custom, and e-commerce packages. If you purchase if we develop the website for you, we're going to give you 3 months of website support and maintenance for free. That deadline is April 16th. And then for new campaigns, if you have a new campaign, we give our pro members a 10% rebate back credited on all of their purchases for SEO and ORM and PPC, as long as they're not bought with a promo. So what we decided to do was this month give you back, if you spend $1,000 on any campaign, you're going to get 10% credited to your account that you can use for anything you want to use it for up to 90 days. Okay? So we're not doing 10% off. Don't get it wrong. We're charging you full amount of what our prices are, but what we're doing for new campaigns, we're going to give you a 10% rebate back on your account. You can take that 10%, you can use it for the next month, you can use it for a pro membership membership fees, you can use it for videos, whatever you want to do, take that 10% back and you can use it. But you got to use it in 90 days. We want you to make sure that you continue on and roll it over and keep selling. Don't get comfortable. Don't get out there and go sell 15 or 20 campaigns and sit back and do nothing. We want you to keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Also, web design, I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about it. If you've got an e-commerce client and they would like to do a Shopify, we're doing Shopify web design now. Please feel free to reach out to us. This is a really cool up-and-coming thing, and we're going to start optimizing for Shopify as well. Now, real quick, I've been getting a lot of calls lately from great sales partners, and you know, they've realized they've been in the business for a little bit, and maybe they've realized that they've got expertise in sales, but they're not great with operations. And then you've got guys that come in and they're great with running, with making sure that they retain a client, but they just really don't enjoy doing sales, or they're just not good with it. Okay, so what I've decided to do, because I've gotten these calls, is let me see what I can do to facilitate putting some people together. Okay, so if you email partnership@virtualgroup.co, that email comes directly to me. I'm the only one that's going to see it. Partnership@virtualgroup.co. If you have, or if you're a solopreneur, or maybe you have a smaller agency, you're looking to partner with someone else who complements what you're not, right? Then reach out to me. Okay, I've got some really great guys who need help complementing with their business, and maybe there's an opportunity you guys can work together. I want to facilitate that. Okay, if you're in our pro, if you're a pro member and you're involved in the mastermind that we've got going, that started up, you know, you're able to network with people, and it's easier to do this. But if you're not, it's okay. Email me, and I'll try and put you together. I want to tell you, in the same week, I had one sales partner call me. We had a discussion on the phone, and he was telling me about how he lost a $85,000 a month group of campaigns because he went and sold them, but because he's so busy selling, he wasn't able to maintain that relationship. And yes, it was $85,000 a month with all the campaigns that he had with this client. He lost the client. That's why we're on the phone. Like, what the heck happened, right? $85,000 in retail value, okay? And he lost the client. And you know what the client said? You know what? You didn't communicate with me properly. What? Exactly, okay? So, you know, he was reaching out saying, hey, man, I need somebody who's going to be able to help me so I don't lose these kind of clients, because he's good at selling, but he's not good with maintaining in his operations. He just wasn't good with it. That's a big number to lose, guys. I don't know how big your agency is, but when you have an $85,000 a month client with 25 or 30 different campaigns going, and you lose him, it was bad. All right. Now, in the same week, I had someone else call me up who's on the webinar right now, and let me tell you, genius type of guy, just not into sales, right? But he knows how to retain a client. He knows how to build relationships and maintain those relationships, and make sure that the interaction between the team in the Philippines with us and the products being delivered properly, you know, this is the kind of partnerships that we want to try and facilitate. So if you're in that situation, and if you're not, it's okay. You know, just know that you can always email me about this. Partnership@virtualgroup.co. If you're not a partner and you're on the webinar right now, you're not a partner, sign up. We'll walk you through everything. We'll onboard you. We will take you to the next level in your business. If you haven't done outsourcing before and you're kind of like, wow, you know, what should I do? You know, do I trust these guys? Are they going to be able to really do what I need them to do? Look, sign up. Get on the phone with us. Let us show you what we do. I've never put up the testimonials that we have from our partners, but I'm going to start doing that, because, you know, we really we've got a great organization right now. It's just fabulous. I couldn't be more proud of our team. Follow us on social media. We love to have you on there and following what we're doing, the stuff that we're putting out. I appreciate you being on. The next VIP webinar is going to be March 16th. We've got a great webinar for March 16th lined up. Save the date. I'm going to send you some emails about it. It's going to be one of our bigger webinars that we've had in a long time. and we're going to go and give you some really powerful stuff to overcome objections and show exactly what you should be doing to go out and get these clients and overcoming anything when it comes to that three-letter bad word SEO. We're going to show you how to overcome that. The next pro member webinar is March 9th. We did a great thing on funnels this past Tuesday. We're going to have our next webinar on March 9th, and all of our pro members are going to be getting a complete funnel that they can take and put on their website with automated emails, the works. So if you're not a pro member, you're missing out, guys. You're missing out. Our pro members, they get it first, and they get so much free stuff. The other day, I don't know what it was, I just sent out $50 vouchers to all of our pro members just to do it, okay? So become a pro member. If you're not, get on it. We take care of our pro members because they are the most serious guys that we have in the business, and we have a lot of benefits to that. So I'm sorry I don't have a link here to put up for you to sign up, but just call your call in and talk to an account manager, or go to eDasher and you can sign up on eDasher. All right, guys. I know that I blew it out on time today. Let's see. I don't even know what time it is. I ran over. Usually I go for an hour. Okay. Well, listen. Get out of here. Go make some sales. Have a great rest. Have a great Thursday. Have a great Friday. We will see you next March 16th for the next VIP webinar. All right. From Jonathan Kirkland, from from Virtual Group, from Austin, Texas, signing off. Thank you very much.